Hi, this is Stephen for Class Act, and I'm making a little longer video this time to show you a product that's been out for a while, but maybe not a lot of you are aware of it, and that's the folio collections, or collection folio, I guess it's called, from Tim Holtz. And that's basically what these are. And these are little manila folders, and I'll show you what one looks like opened up in a second, that you can decorate any way you wish and use for any purpose. They come in two sizes, the large one and the smaller one. And when you open them up, well, let's open one up. This is what they look like naked, so to speak. So you see, we have this nice folio. This is a small one, and he has these rubber straps, elasticized straps to hold it closed. They just open up like this. You have a little flap here. You open this one up, and then you have two more flaps in here, and you have this neat little spine gizmo that when you fold it in half, you can glue it in, and you can use it as dividers for other things that you might put in. As you'll see in the one that I'm making, you'll see how I've used it. So that's what you get in the kit. It's all a blank canvas, as I've said, for you to work on. So I'm putting one together right now, the large one. And here's what I've done with it so far. Okay, I took the straps off so that I could decorate the outside and the inside. Now, this is an experiment, and what I'm going to do is, after I've added something else to this folio as I build it, I'll add to this video so you can see the whole process. What I did at the very beginning of this was I sprayed it with Distress Spray ink in a couple of different colors, blotted it up and dried it, and really you can't see much of that because it's hidden in the background. If you look very closely here, it does bleed through. This is what it would have looked like. This is that divider part that I was talking about a few minutes ago, and what you do with it is there's a stitched line along here. You just fold it up so that you have these neat little accordion folds, actually. And these I'm going to use to attach various maybe tags or some photo plates or whatever. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, this is what it looked like, the whole booklet looked like, or the whole folio, when I first sprayed it. I wasn't happy with that particularly, so I started covering it. And I covered it on the inside and on the outside. I'm trying to make this, oh, there's a little problem. I detect it right there with that washi tape. Okay, that's got to be stuck down a little bit better. Okay, learning as I go. So, what I did was, I'm using all Tim Holtz products with the exception of one thing that I'll mention in a minute. I first of all used some of his paper from his Destinations paper pack. I just ripped it in random pieces and glued it using a fluid matte medium. And then I used his tissue paper. This is the music tissue paper, and I just layered it over the top of that. And the only thing on here that isn't Tim Holtz are the pages from an old paperback novel. I used those. I distressed them a little bit. I'm not finished with this yet. I want to tone this down a little bit, so I'll probably use some walnut ink on this. And I covered all the sides and the back. Now, I haven't done anything much with these flaps yet. You know, so I have some of this stuff, I just let it hang over and I just glued it over. I don't know where I'm going with this yet. Then I had a problem. I put some of this paper too close to the edges and it was peeling up. That's why I used washi tape. Again, this is Tim Holtz washi tape. And I just put it along the spines and around the edges. And you saw I have one little problem here. This piece wants to stick to this and pull up. That's one of the things with washi tape. I actually coated the washi tape. I did it on the edge here as well because basically the paper was splitting off the edge, so it's a reinforcement. I covered it all with fluid matte medium. This piece, I guess, just isn't taking to that very well. So I'm not that worried about it because I think I'm going to put another decorative page over top of this. So it's kind of going to seal this border. Some of this is not going to be seen. It's simple as that. That's what happens when you're doing something in mixed media and you start layering things. So what the end product is going to look like, I don't know, but I will keep you posted throughout this video. As I do something more to this, I will show it to you. let's measure this one. Let's see. 4. So what I've done now is I've created 3 graduated in size file folders, as they could be photo mats, they could be for journaling. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. And I'm going to put them under this little flap here, which I'll adhere down just on 2 sides so these can slip into it. These are what they look like. I just used Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress cardstock, and I just made these in 3 different sizes. I cut the tabs using my envelope punch board, which is a real simple method. Just go on YouTube, you can find the instructions for how to do this. And I cut out paper in a size that will give me a border around each, and I use the same paper on the front and the back of each of the cards. So my thoughts now are these would sit right in here in this when I get that adhered to it. But now I'm thinking, should I add tags to the front of these? I could put a pocket and it could be a tag, and the tag could be what you would write on. That's going to make this thicker, but then I suppose I can make this a little fatter too. Okay, I'm going to play with this and then we'll see what I come up with. Okay, so I've finished this side of the folio, I think, right now. I don't know if I'll add anything more to it or not, but this is what I've done. I decided to incorporate some tags in a pocket here. Now these were already pre-made tags. I don't know where I got them from, but saved me a lot of time designing my own tags. It kind of goes with the rest of the paper, so I used them. And the back side is blank, so you can write things on them or put pictures on it. And I added a little bit of ribbon at the top, and I just put in this strip right in here to hold them. And then I have my file folders, but what I decided to do with the file folders was to use washi tape to hinge them. So this all slides out of this little part as one package, and so you can write on it. I added these journaling cards. Again, these come from various sources. I had them laying around, so I just took them, distressed them a little bit, inking them with walnut ink, and put them down on here. But I left the other side blank for maybe later this could be another pocket built in here, or maybe we could have put a bigger journaling card or a picture, whatever. And so this all stays together, and the reason I did that was so it would come out in one piece, and it just slides right under there, just like that. So for now, I'm going to leave this side of the portfolio as is, and now I'm going to start working on this side. And once again, not sure what this is going to become. So next I worked on this bottom flap that goes in and out, and I created this little double pocket here. And in the double pocket, again, I'm using the Tim Holtz Destination paper. And then again, I just found some of these at random. Not sure where they came from, had them around for a while, rounded off the corners, distressed them, and they just fit right in here. Again, more real estate for journaling or for pictures, whatever. I cut out a piece of the Tim Holtz paper here, made it about the same size as the pocket, and it fits side by side. Use double-sided tape on all of these to hold them down well, because this is going to go in and out, in and out, in and out, so I want it to stay together. And just to break up the monotony of the color, I added a little piece of washi tape at the bottom of each of these. So that's this flap. What will I do with this flap? I am not sure. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do this pocket again and another card, but I'm going to put them on the inside of here, maybe opposite sides of these. So when it's open this way, you'll see those, and then when it's this way, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So that's what I think I'm doing. I'm going to put the same kind of thing that I created here up here. I'm going to explain how I made that pocket that's down here. It's a double pocket. So you take a piece of the paper, and it should measure 8.5 by 11, and then you're going to score it at this edge at 4 1/4, and then you're going to turn it this way and score it at 5 1/2. Then just fold everything over and give it a good crease on the score lines, and then put it face down. Actually, I'm going to use this side down, I think, this time. And you're going to cut into the center on this one line, which makes it kind of hard to see in this kind of paper. Actually, I may have to flip it over, I can see it better. Yeah, I can. Okay. Now, you're going to fold the bottom corner up to meet the center score line. And you're going to fold the top corner down just so that you have about 1 inch to 1.5 inches right in here. And give both of those a good crease. Bone folder would be handy here. Then fold the top one over there. This bottom one goes in behind, and then this corner comes up. Try to keep everything straight as you can. Again, crease it well, and then this folds up here. So there. Now you've got the double pocket. Now you're going to take your double-sided tape, and you're going to put a little piece right here near the edge. Remember, it's a pocket, so you don't want to waste some space. So that'll get glued down there. Then you're going to put another piece along this edge. And another little piece just up to the fold there. Give everything a good varnish. Make sure your double-sided tape is sticking. And then pull off the tape, fold that one over. And varnish it down well so everything holds. And there you have it. Now, one thing I want to do is I'm going to round this top corner. And this, pull everything down. This top flap here, my washi tape's still coming up there, gotta do something about that. I'm gonna put it on this side. I had thought of putting it on this side, which I could, and then this thing could go on the opposite. But I think I kind of like it on that side. So now I'm going to cut another piece like I did down here. That'll fit in here. And I'm going to put some more of these in that pocket, exactly as I did down here. So now I've done the inside of the top flap, and I basically just mirrored what I did down here. I just put another double pocket in, and I cut this piece out, and I cut this piece out too short because I measured wrong, but I just add a little washi tape down here just for variety. That makes it look okay. Not a problem. Now I need to put some journaling cards inside of this, and that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, now I'm going to work on this spine fold piece that I showed you earlier. I'm going to leave it with the distressed ink that I already put on it because a lot of this is going to get covered up. And I need to adhere it onto the inside of this. So, pardon the mess of things that are here. I'm going to apply, and I'm going to put quite a bit of this tape onto this because this is going to be a major piece that's going to get opened and closed a lot. So I'm going to want this to really stick well. So I'm going to go all the way around the perimeter first, and then I'm going to reinforce it with strips down the center. You could use a wet glue for this as well. I'm just impatient. Okay, that should do it. Let's varnish each piece well. Okay. The piece didn't varnish very well. There we go. Okay. Okay. This is the side I want up, and let's see, where's the fold? Because I don't want it on the fold. Now I'm just looking at these pieces. If I line it up to the top of that, should just fit. That should close over. No problem. That should close over. No problem. Okay. So let's stick this down. Okay. Now, next things I'm going to put on, I got these large tags. These come from Prima. The thing about these large tags is though it's kind of a glossy surface, so for writing on these you'd probably have to use something that's a marker-based pen with it. Also, I did distress the edges, and I'm just checking to see if it stays on, and it does. I didn't use distress ink on these because the distress ink would just wipe off because it's a glossy surface, so I use stays on just to add a little dimension to it. So my plan is this, to adhere 3 of these tags on the first fold. Now I just realized something. I was thinking of having something that would go either on top or underneath. Let me think about this for a minute. If I have it on top, no, I think I want it to go underneath. So I'm going to have to make sure that I adhere them to this side, not down to this side, because I want this to open. Otherwise these won't open at all. So got to keep that in mind. In fact, the other ones probably have to do the same. Let's see. This one I'm going to throw into the middle here. And then I've got 2 more of these, and I'm going to put them this way. I rounded the corners on these and distressed all of these as well. So I'm going to put that one closer to the top there. Actually, I might put that one out further. Put this one right in again. So I've got sort of this overlap happening. This one will be the next fold. And then I just went back to my pre-made tags, and I took 4 of them, and I'm just going to adhere those equally spaced in here. Okay, that's the way it's going to look. Now, what I'm thinking is, do I want to put any ribbon in these? I might try a little twine. I think I should put that on first. These, of course, aren't going to come out. They're going to be permanent. So all of this is going to be permanent. It'll just flip up, but these won't come off. So I'm thinking maybe I will I'll leave the tags as they are because they're kind of pretty to look at, but I might add the twine, as I said. And on the bigger pieces underneath, I might put large journaling cards. And I'll leave these big tags as they are too, so they can be written on. Okay, I'm going to try the twine first here. So I've finished the interior of the booklet, and here's what it looks like all closed up. I haven't done anything more with the outside yet, and I am going to do that, but right now I'll show you the inside. I've put this strap back on that holds it together. And then when you open it up, you've already seen this side. Now here's the insert on here. So I put in a series of tags on this flap, and I added some twine to each of those. And then there's plenty of room on the back here to write things or to add pictures. In this flap, I put this, and I put a little tab, and the same here, and I staggered them. And I did some embellishing as well on the sides here with washi tape and strips of the Destinations paper from Tim Holtz. And these are some more of those journaling cards that I found in my stash. Another card here. Now the problem with this card here is if I glued it down, it would have been stuck to these. So what I did was I only glued it at the hinge, and I folded it, and I put a little journaling card on the back of that. So this can flip over this way so you can get the full exposure of the tags. And then the flaps, on the outside of this flap, I added this little journaling piece and matted it. And you've already seen the pockets with the little journaling cards in them. And then when you open it up, you have sort of the mirror image of what I just showed you. You have more journaling cards in the pocket up at the top, and this little part that can be written on. And then down below, get it all into the shot, you have another journaling card here. I added some library cards in here just for some variety, and I added a little signature fold paper booklet that I had laying around. I'd made these for another project at some time, so I just used one of Tim Holtz's rubber bands, one of his elastic straps, punched a couple of holes at either end, and ran it through, and that holds the book in. And this has been refillable again with another small notebook or the same kind of things again. And then it all folds up just like this, and the straps come around from behind. Find the strap, there it is, and there you go. Now I am going to decorate the outside of the portfolio, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this yet, but I'll show you what that looks like when I finish it. And so here's the finished cover of the folio. As you can see, I added a couple of word bands from a Tim Holtz collection. One says Collections, the other one says Discoveries. I added those to the bands that keep the folio closed. I also added under here a couple of magnets as well, just to keep it more secure. And then I added a couple of pieces of torn paper from the Destinations paper pad. And I also cut the butterflies out. These are Tim Holtz's dual butterfly die cuts. They come with an embossing folder as well. So I embossed them, then I sanded them very lightly to expose some of the white in the core of the paper. And then I distressed it with walnut ink. And then just to give a little bit of bling, and I don't know if it's showing up in the camera or not, just see if I can get a reflection on it. There we go. I added a little Wink Stella on top of it. So there you go. I did the whole portfolio pretty much a couple of days, and it's all done now. I think it turned out pretty neat. Now I'm going to have to work on one of the mini ones.